everybody. Welcome to Bubble Talk with Burge. Are you ready to get burged? I'm sitting in a parking lot realizing, oh my God, it's time for Bubble Talk with Burge, and I pulled over from the street, from the highway because I've been missing you. I've been doing my Bubble Talk with Burge from afar because I've had workshops and I've been helping people with their healing and that kind of thing. So I have been absent a little bit. So I didn't want to miss this one to do with you. So welcome to Bubble Talk with Burge. I don't have my cards with me this time, which is unusual. So hi, Adam. So I just got through shooting a video for our Conscious Leadership Academy for the Essence of Communication, one of the modules that we've started. Next week we'll be starting our brand new module. Hi, Joyce. So I figured I would kind of talk a little bit about communication as I'm holding my phone. Okay, report a problem. Thank you, dear. Sorry. Okay. So I just want to say thank you for joining in, and I missed you guys. And hi, Angie. I just wanted to tap in and let you know that I'm here, and that Bubble Talk is that subconscious thought that keeps you from getting what you want. It's that little bubble above your head. So I just hope that your bubble above your head, your subconscious thought that's running you, is doing well today. It is Friday, and like I said, I wanted to make sure I didn't miss a whole nother week. It's been a while since I've been on live with you guys. So we had a fabulous Essence of Being last weekend, I think. Yeah, good grief. Yeah, last weekend was Essence of Being, so that's why I couldn't do Bubble Talk live with you then. And it was a very intimate group, but very powerful. It was a Mother's Day weekend. So happy Mother's Day to all of you out there and all of the divine feminine within all of us. I just want to say thank you for having the vision and the passion and the empathy and the connection of who you are from your feminine side. So what I'd like to share with you at this moment is, like I said, I just did a video with the Essence of Communication, which we're launching the module for, which is our, hi Paulette, our module that we're starting with Conscious Leadership Academy next week. And one of the things that I'm talking about in this video and what we're doing together is, how do you know about communication, about advice, truth, and story? And so I want you to notice, I want to give you a challenge this weekend, okay, to notice when you're giving advice, when you're telling a story, and when you're telling your truth, okay? So oftentimes we like to give advice to people, don't we? Even though they don't ask for it. So a lot of us like to help, and we want to support people, and so we listen to maybe the first couple of sentences, and hey Angie, we listen to a couple of sentences and we say, oh, now I know what I can tell that person to help them and support them. And maybe all they need to do is just share what's going on for them, and they just want to be acknowledged and heard, as opposed to being fixed or given advice. So those of us who are in the advice giving type of world, just be mindful that oftentimes when people are sharing something with us, they don't want our advice necessarily, they just want to be listened to. And so maybe what you do is you listen to everything they say, and you say, if you have something you want to share with them, you can say, may I give you some advice? Or how can I support you? So that if they say, I don't know, you can say, would you like some advice? And then you've gotten permission to go ahead and share, okay? Instead of just blurting out a bunch of advice about something and people don't feel acknowledged or heard. Another piece about the essence of communication is story. You know, when do you know you're in your story? A lot of people will they'll share something, and then we immediately go into our story about how we can identify with them. Oh, this happened to me too. Yeah, I know exactly how you feel. Let me tell you about the time that and so by the time you basically hijacked the conversation, right? But by the time they've started trying to tell you about what they want to say, you're not listening to them anymore, and you're thinking about all of it, how you resonate with it, and what your story is. Then the other part of story is you're saying, tell me more about the story. You know, it's like, oh, then what happened, and then what happened, and then what happened, and then what happened. And then what they're really wanting to do, perhaps, is just share how they're feeling about what happened, okay? And so you never get to the feeling part because you're just into the story. And then you're trying to perhaps fix it from the story point of view as opposed to the emotional point of view and the truth-telling. So instead of giving advice or telling a story, I challenge you to tell your truth, to go to the truth of the feeling behind the emotion, to feel what that person is saying, and let them tell their truth. And once they feel acknowledged and heard, then you can tell your truth. Come from that truthful place of, this is how I feel, this is what I feel like saying, okay? And not necessarily automatically give them advice or go into the story about it, okay? I know a lot of people who, I start sharing something and then they go immediately into, well, let me identify with this and tell you about me. And by the time they finished telling their story, you're gone. You're not there anymore. You're not present. You feel unheard, and it's so hard sometimes to bring it back to you, right? So what I want to challenge everybody with this weekend is just notice, when are you in advice? When are you telling your truth and allowing them to tell their truth? And when are you into the story, okay? Of just wanting to hear more about the story or telling your story. So there are many blocks to listening to people, which is an ineffective communication. And as conscious leaders, we have to learn how to be an effective communicator. And part of being an effective communicator is really listening, really being present with what that person is saying. And like I said, the video I just did went into about 13 different ways that we block our listening. So those of you who are conscious in the Conscious Leadership Academy, stay tuned. It's coming out in the second week of our communication. I want to invite all of you to come to Essence of Communication, which is part of the Conscious Leadership Academy. It's a one-day we're doing, June 22nd. And bring your business partners, your friends. If you can't come to the actual event, you can live stream it. You can go to essenceofbeing.com/CLA, which is Conscious Leadership Academy. Or you can go to essenceofbeing.com and just click on Essence of Communication. Okay, so you can see what the one day is going to be all about. But it's communication with ourselves and with others, and how to really have a two-way communication and have tools on how to really be more effective so that you can be heard, so that you can have a voice, and also the people that you speak with to feel that they feel empowered and heard and acknowledged, because that is really what it's all about, isn't it? So I invite you to come to our one day coming up in June 22nd, to be able to experience that. And also, again, Essence of Being is happening in July, people. Come play with me in Atlanta in July 19th through the 21st, and that is our big 3-day experience. So you'll learn more about being an effective communicator and the Conscious Leadership Academy then as well. But for now, this weekend, my challenge, like I said, is just notice, am I giving advice? Am I going into a story? Or am I telling my truth? And the objective of all of that is for you to be aware. Be aware of your bubble talk. Be aware, being present, which is the very first step. And being an effective communicator is being present. Being present with that person. Listening. Listen, here's a secret. You ready? Let me give you a secret. Okay, let me give you a secret. It's better to be interested than interesting. So the more interested you are in a person, the more you're allowing them to feel acknowledged and heard, and you can really have very deep, connected conversations and experiences, and they'll trust you and you'll trust them, okay? So that your communication with people in business or in your personal life will be more meaningful, and it'll be a two-way communication, okay? So just remember, am I being interested or interesting? Let me tell you all about myself, right? Or just listening and letting them tell about themselves and be interested. And I don't mean just pretend, but being present is really connecting to that person, okay? And part of that is really identifying where are you blocking listening, and where are you telling your truth or going into a story or trying to give advice when they didn't really ask for it. So until then, I will see you on Tuesday again. And remember, you've been purged, and what you focus on expands.